motherhood found you. So how
Yeah,
did this
so
physical activity evolve then, as you reached motherhood, or entered motherhood?
I think when I continued my running after JC, it was still very much a weight loss plan. It was more like, okay, I don't want to gain weight, right? Because
The
I was very
motivation for
scared.
it was really, to control weight.
Yes, because I was very scared, like entering the workforce, that I would become like everybody else around me and just keep gaining weight over the years. Because I always hear about all these horror stories, right? Like how like 5 years, 10 years in your work, you start piling on the
It's so
kilos,
true, right? Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
Because
People
of
always
lack
say
of
that. Yes.
activity and all that. So, my first job was actually at Changi General Hospital. I was working in a corp comms position. So back then, it was also pretty health focused, and I knew like, okay, running is quite important, you know, for my weight loss and also like overall health.
Mm.
So I think when I got to join Shape, then it kind of changed my perspective a little, because gradually as I got to discover new ways of working out, like new exercises, new types of classes, then it just opened my mind to like, oh, there's so many types of cardio out there. I don't have to just run. I don't have to just swim. I also used to do just swimming and running. Yeah, so I think even discovering things like short bursts of exercise can also be helpful. It doesn't have to be like a 30-minute, 40-minute session to count as a workout. I think that really opened my mind.
Mm.
And then also discovering yoga when I joined Shape. It was something that I knew about it, but then I never
Just
got
never
into
got
it.
down to trying it.
Yeah, and didn't really know much about like, okay, why is it so great? Like, why do people swear by yoga and all that? So I
Mm.
tried it out for myself, and like to this day I'm still practicing it, and I feel like yoga is something that I can always turn to, because it really grounds me mentally and it helps to keep me sane. So
Mm.
yoga is really more like my form of therapy.
Mm. Mm.
And I think like at Shape, running became a little bit obligatory, because when I discovered so many fun exercises, right, and group
Running
workouts
became like
are,
one of the most boring things ever.
yes, it became like, oh man, do I still want to run? Like, because I have so many other cool things to do. I have HIIT classes, there is like uh the TRX kind of training, and then there was bar, there was Pilates. So basically so many options, and also the fact
Yeah.
that my job allowed me to attend all these different fitness events and try them out. So I think it made me really open up my world to workouts, and made me very, very fickle when it came to a workout plan. Like, I think the one question I really dreaded at Shape was when people ask me, so what do you do for your workouts regularly? Because I always tell them like, I actually don't
I
have
do
a
a lot of
regular
things.
plan. Yeah, it's really what is happening that week and what I feel like doing.
Mm.
So yeah, I think back at Shape, it wasn't that regular anymore running. Like, I would only run in seasons, like closer to Shape run, when I knew, okay, I have to train for it because I have to do the run.
When you're preparing for an event.
Yes, so then
Yeah.
running became like, okay, it's part of a work thing because we have Shape run. So
Mm.
I would start my running in, say, June to prepare for the run in August.
Mm.
So
Mm.
then yeah, it was a very seasonal thing. And then like after August, I would like just slack off, stop running and do other things already.
Mm.
So I think that was what it was at Shape. But then I think once I became a mom, I think running has become so much more precious to me right now, because it's the most accessible thing I can do for myself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
anytime, almost anytime I want.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean that's the reality, right? Whatever activities that we do, or physical activities that us women can engage in, really it evolves and changes over the different stages of life, right? Basically, it's also important to find something that interests you, plus is accessible to you at different stages, depending on what you're handling or what you are thrown with. And I guess for moms especially, it's about finding that thing, or finding that activity that really works for you at that point in time to keep you active. So for you, then running once again became something that's accessible and easy for you to do, right, during motherhood.
Yes, then I realized it's much easier for me to go for a quick run than say head to
Go
the
for a
gym.
class, right? Yes.
Yeah, like nobody has time for that, because then you have to plan, you have to book the class, then you have to show up and travel there. So it's a lot more barriers to it. Whereas like running, I can basically like put on my shoes and head out of the house. And I think it's the heading out of the house part that really keeps me going, because I just want to be outside. I just want the feeling of freedom, to be away from my kids.
It's
And
true. It's
that's
true.
what makes running so appealing to me right now. Not that I enjoy the process of running, but it's more about the environment I'm in.
Yeah, the part about running away from the kids, I think every mom can attest to that.
Yes, like even half an hour, it just does a lot to my soul.
It is. Yeah. So right now, would you say you are doing more of like yoga plus running?
Yeah,
So
so
interchange between
mainly,
these two activities?
yeah, I will say on a weekly basis, I try to do 2 runs a week and just 1 yoga session. So I have a yoga package currently. So I try to make it for class, because I find it more motivating to actually be in a physical class. But now that the studios have to be closed for the next 3 weeks, I'm a bit torn. Like, should I continue? Should I go for like the online Zoom classes, or should I, suspend my package?
I think it really depends on your instructor, because I do know another fellow mommy who has a membership with Real Yoga, and the instructor at Real does very good. I mean, even on Zoom, he does very good. He delivers very good lessons as well. So really up to your instructor, right? Whether the teacher
Yeah, I
is
would say
great with
that.
that. Yeah. Otherwise,
But also, I
honestly,
think
there are many options.
besides going for yoga classes, I think sometimes, at the end of a work day, if I feel like stressed out or I really need to just decompress, I'll just head to my yoga mat and do some simple exercises or stretches, and I already feel better after that. So like, to me, that also counts as yoga. It doesn't have to be like physically attending a yoga class.
It is. I mean, honestly, the whole idea or the whole purpose of teaching people fitness, teaching people how to move, is to empower them, or every single one of us, to have the ability to do it on our own, right? If someone has to, I don't know, keep relying on classes or an instructor to do something, yeah, it might be good for the instructor, because that's fees, that's your earning fees. But in a sense, if someone is continuously reliant, then I don't think we've met the objective after all, right? Or they come maybe because they enjoy the community and the class and the people they meet, and then the camaraderie of the classmates. That's another aspect, which is important for classes as well. But ultimately, I mean, for me personally, that's always my goal: empower the mom with the things she needs to know what to do, so that she can do any time of the day when she can find a slot.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't need to be dependent on me, dependent on her husband or anyone.
Yeah,
Right?
I think that's a really good goal to have.